3 years after the East Palestine train derailment sent hazardous chemicals high into the sky and into homes and waterways, several Ohio communities are still grappling with the lifelong-term effects. The situation exposed gaps in rail safety, chemical monitoring, and emergency response. Now advocates are working to give communities tools and guidance to prevent rail disasters before they happen. Jess Conard joins me now, who turned personal experience into national advocacy and now leads the disaster averted Rail Watch service, helping communities stay safe before disaster strikes. Good morning, Jess.
Hi, Nick. Thanks for having me on today.
Glad to have you here because this is such an important story that we have proudly covered from the beginning, because so many people, just like you, have demanded that people not forget about what happened in East Palestine. You were on the front lines when the Norfolk Southern train carrying toxic chemicals derailed in your own backyard. 3 years later, how has that shaped your experience when it comes to rail safety and what's actually needed?
I appreciate the question. It's been really unfortunate to see how things have unfolded, but it is nice to finally have something to catalyze this crisis into something that will help other people. We're really hoping that this derailment, we can celebrate some wins, such as the NIH grant, which will help us with the health tracking study for the University of Kentucky, as well as the official launch of Rail Watch, which is a national organization working to prevent derailment. So we're going to celebrate those wins, but there are still, certainly some concerns in the community. A lot of health concerns continue, and we're going to continue to be a voice for them.
Jess, I do want to talk about those wins and maybe what's next, because you and I both know sometimes, more often than not, when disaster happens, the camera's there, the national media, then as things start to taper off, the attention fades. But you have made it a mission to make sure attention stays on this issue. So talk about some of the wins for us.
Yeah, the launch of Rail Watch, I think, is certainly a win. I've been able to provide an opportunity for collaboration with community and labor unions, environmental groups, and at-risk communities to really bridge that gap between community concern and railroad safety action. I think with the launching also of the health tracking study, we'll be able to really find some answers and create some actionable outcomes using those tools.
And just talk to us about how the program helps communities identify and respond to risks.
Yeah, so really what Rail Watch is designed to do is empower communities and identify ways to notify the decision makers, the folks that are in authority to make the decisions to correct any issues before a derailment happens. So being able to just identify, empower, educate, and use advocacy to do that, hopefully we'll be able to push the needle and really start to create some change for these communities.
Just on a personal level, I do want to ask you this, though. How has the response been to you when city officials or elected leaders see you coming? Are they like, oh, Lord, here she come again? Or they're like, hey, Jess, come on in, let's talk?
I think when you greet anyone with a smile and offer a handshake, I mean, that's just kind of the person that I am. So I think, it's important to continue to work together with local officials. And if someone doesn't want to work together, that's okay. We'll figure out a way around. And it's really about the communities and what they need. And so that's where my focus is going to be.
And Jess, we hear things about these chemicals that were actually moving through some of our neighborhoods across the country that many Americans don't know about, like vinyl chloride. What is that? Most people are like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, vinyl chloride is a petrochemical. It is a known carcinogen, which means that it is known to cause cancer after exposure, prolonged exposures. Vinyl chloride is primarily used to make PVC plastic, which are primarily used for pipes and things like shower curtains and kids' toys. Vinyl chloride is toxic at every level of its life cycle, and it's really important to identify that there will likely be prolonged exposure in the community due to the vinyl chloride and the way that it attaches to water. So we do have evidence of vinyl chloride continuing to be found in the community, and I think it's really important to continue to assess those risks and how to help folks to mitigate those risks.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased News for all Americans.